How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the Lore Cave. It's me, the Lore Dragon, and my lips aren't moving. Why aren't my lips moving? Well, they're moving now. They move whenever I make facial expressions. But not when I talk. Ooh. Haha. All right, there we go. I'm not sure why that was happening. But yes, now I can open my mouth. Unfortunately for you, I can open my mouth now. All right. All right, everybody give me a dragon salute. Even if we don't have an emote for it yet. We will soon. I don't even know how I'd make this look like an emote. It's the closest I'm ever gonna get to hand tracking. For this model anyway. Unless I made him like a centaur. Would you imagine me as a centaur? Like from everywhere from like my neck up is actually like an Anthro dragon, and then like everything down here is like the same. That'd be wild. Ooh. I'd have like, ooh, I don't even know what that would, that looks so weird. My latest character is a centaur. You should commission me. I want to make a centaur model. I was gonna make one for Tomcat, but then she decided to go with like an anime cat girl instead. I'm currently playing Skyrim. It's okay. I forgive you. Hang on, and then just chatting screen. I'm gonna make myself just a little bit bigger. I can take up more of the screen now. So today, for our stream, we are going to be working on part 2 of my How to Create an Anthro Dragon Model series. On the last part, we had created the base mesh. So we've got the all the vertices that we need to, well, start out, to make the base of the model. And now we're going to fine tune it. It's kind of like whenever you sketch something and then you sketch all the shapes and then you get like a rough outline out of what you want. And then you know, start erasing things and, you know, start making more finer details. That's what we're going to be doing today. Have you got your glasses fixed? Oh, no. No. They're still busted. Like, they'll work if my wings are outstretched, but the second I bring my wings in, wah. Wah. I haven't fixed anything yet. I'm probably not going to for a minute. I'm still actually working on Seraphis's model for his VR chat version. It's coming together though. I actually have made some good progress on it. I can't show you guys just yet, but I will in the future. Once that's done, I'll do a stream in VR chat. Saw your post? Yes, yes, with the yeah, with them, Goku and Beerus fighting with Draken. I think I saw that on Instagram. See, I would commission you for an undeniable fact. I'm broke. It's okay. It's all right. Not everyone can be a rich furry artist like me. Just kidding. I'm not rich yet. If I charged like twice as much for my models, like, and I got the same amount of business, which, you know, I doubt, I would still only be like maybe above middle class. Like I'd make like $1,400 a week, which is pretty good, but I doubt I could keep that up forever. You don't pay me enough to mod for you. That's right. That's right. Capitalist dragon, baby. I couldn't be a dragon without being a capitalist. A dirty, stinking capitalist. By the way, we're hiring. I just posted the final product. I'll have to take a look at that. I don't have my phone on me. I have to use it for my camera. And I have to use my iPad so I can look at chat now. Oh yeah, I just remembered. I added a new redeem. It's actually really simple. It's just called first. So whoever logs in first, make sure to check the redeems and click on and redeem first. Just for fun. I saw someone else do that on one of their streams and I stole the idea. This one will steal the dragon's hoard. Joke's on you. I don't have gold. All I have is stock in my own company and I inflate its value. I am the greatest dragon capitalist. You can't steal it. 'Cause it's worth nothing. Anarchist dragon, a dragon who attacks kingdoms and towns not for gold, but for the pure point of destroying social standing. Yes, I go in and I destroy homes so that everybody is homeless. I kill the kings so that there is no royalty. You know what, that actually sounds kind of dope. A story about a dragon who kills royalty just to make sure there is none, and if anyone tries to like take their place, he kills them too. Be an interesting short story. The anti-dragon. All right, let's see. Let me get Blender open and we'll get started. Gotta move over. Scoop, scoop, scoop back over to my little corner. Fold my wings in. Oh, that's not the right file. Dang, is this song on repeat? It is on repeat. Stop. This is a good song, but I don't want to listen to it like the whole stream. Hang on. This isn't the right file. This is the right file. Have them kill other dragons when not sharing their wealth. Yeah, we as Lord Dragons already do that. Just kidding. We only kill dragons that attack us. And we do it maliciously and sometimes for fun. Let's see. But what if a good dragon tried to rule? Then we kill them too, because there is no such thing as a good ruler. There is no such thing as a good monarchy. It's a fantasy. All right, so this is where we got to last time. As you can see, he's pretty smooth. He's a pretty smooth boy, and we don't want him to be this smooth. So we're gonna add some details to him. But I will say something, I don't know what happened here. So I'm gonna fix this face real quick. It shouldn't be coming off the wing at all. It should be completely attached to the wing arm. Ah, yes, I see it now. That's where it's messed up. That makes sense. Okay, so we gotta replace these faces again. Hey, Artizard, how's it going? Then technically you'll be the ruler. Nope, I won't govern anybody. They'll be free to choose their own. They'll be free to choose their own ruler. I'm just gonna make sure there is no other ruler. There's no such thing as a good monarchy. None of them. That's why, like, whenever I see stories that are talking about, like, oh, if only we had the good king in power, then everything would be better. No, it wouldn't be. It wouldn't be, because at any given second, that king could have a really shitty descendant. At any point in history, after that king is long dead, he could have a really shitty descendant. An absolute psycho of a person, an absolute crazed, spoiled narcissist at any point in history. So the only justifiable act that a king can make is to dissolve his own monarchy in any way, shape, or form. Any way he sees fit, he has to dissolve his own monarchy. Dragon's Dogma Duke? Yes. Yeah, an absolute psycho. Being that smooth, don't let him go down the water slide. Yeah, you know, this is... He's gonna go down that water slide at about 500 miles an hour with a fucking ass this smooth. Look at that. Don't worry, we're about to fix that. To start off with, I don't... one of the first things I really need to do detail work on is the face. You could actually, if you're following this tutorial at home, you could probably skip a good portion of this because all we're gonna be really doing is fiddling around with the vertices. So we're basically just gonna take these and just kind of move them around until we get the exact look that we want. And a good portion of this stream is just gonna be that. So if you're trying to follow this along in the VOD, I'll probably try to, when I edit this, I'll probably edit out a good portion of this. Because there's nothing I'm gonna do here that's gonna be like super useful. It's just, you know, the art part of it all. Or be castrated and have the next king to be decided by the people. If he feels the need to be castrated, then by all means, I'm not gonna stop him. But I think just help letting the people decide their own ruler would be good. I exist, Seraphis, you're alive. We were so worried. We thought we would never see you again. All we're doing right now for today's stream is doing detail work on this guy. This is Uldred. Last video we made him from scratch, and we're now doing the detail work. Trying to figure out exactly how thick. Maybe we don't want the legs to be quite that thick. Maybe we do. Maybe we want them to be thicker. Like right now, his hamstring, his inner thighs are a little too big. Did you ever watch that Dragon Jet anime? No, I never had the chance. I couldn't find a good place to watch it. I don't like watching bootleg anime, or like on bootleg anime sites, if I can help it, because it's just a pain. You know, I want to be able to like watch it on my TV. So like sometimes I spring for Crunchyroll and Funimation. But I couldn't find it. I couldn't get Funimation to work. I had to, like, I don't know why, but Funimation just fucks up on my TV. Just... Get the fuck out is fun. You know, I think I've heard good things about that. I do like horror games. Me and my sister play a lot of those together. I might give him Seraphis legs that are like kind of flat, but not like in a bad way. Because like he is a little more dragon than he is Anthro, you know? He doesn't really have much of an Anthro body. I was wanting to have more of a dragon body. It's on Netflix. Crunchyroll? Okay, yeah, I'll do Crunchyroll, but only for very specific anime. I have to like really love it to watch the sub. Like One Piece. I'll watch the sub for One Piece, but that's about it. Netflix. You know, I actually... Fuck, damn, I wish I knew it was on Netflix. Yeah, I could watch it on Netflix. Yeah, for sure. I'm trying to think how I want this to work. Maybe I do want his thighs to come in a little bit. This is not a very typical anatomy here. What do you think of the remaster of Dead Space? I think it's about time that we got a remaster of Dead Space, and we need more games like it. I love Dead Space. You want to set aside 2 to 3 hours of time? Oh yeah, we always play. If me and my sister play any games at all, we set a lot of time aside. Like for Back 4 Blood, we definitely have to do that because we play on Nightmare mode, and the checkpoints on Nightmare mode are like 5 levels apart. I'm extremely happy my latest DM let me play as a non-binary character. What DM in modern society would be degenerate enough to not let somebody play as a non-binary character? I mean, seriously. I've been deep in the D&D world for a while, and I gotta say, it's been one of the gayest communities I've ever had, so like, if you ever, like, I cannot imagine a DM being like, no, you can't play a non-binary character, yeah, fuck. No, I can't imagine it. I just can't. My last DM said I couldn't? Oh, so he's okay, so he's the one fucking brain dead psycho DM. Good to know. We'll keep him out of the loop. We won't invite him to the party. Your voice mod is off? Yeah, I've stopped using the voice mod. I'm only gonna use it for dramatic effect.
Like now.
Yeah, I have it set to a hotkey now. Because I want to start doing tutorials, and I want my voice to be a little normal for the most part. Plus, I can do a lot more voice mixing with the voice mod off. Haven't found anyone that allows me to play as a kobold. Sheesh, what happened to imagination? Do DMs just not have that anymore? Am I the last? They have no imagination. I mean, how could they, like... It shouldn't be that hard to allow someone to play as a kobold. Like, just give them the same stats as a gnome and let them say that they're a kobold. Like, just do it. If they're worried about stats, then just do that. It's not hard, like... Seriously, if you guys ever DM and you ever feel uncomfortable because someone says, hey, I want to play this monster class, just give them the same stats as a race that's already in the player handbook and just let them be that class. It's probably more important to that player that they can identify as a Minotaur or whatever than it is for them to actually have the stats of the Minotaur. You know what I mean? There exists a playable kobold race. Oh yeah, no doubt. But I'm just saying as an example, if there's ever a race, a monster race, something that's not typical, and you want to play it really, really badly, if your reason is just because you like the style of or story of this character, then I think it should not be hard for a DM just to say, yeah, you could play that kind of. You could play I don't know, a fucking Mind Flayer. You're not gonna have the same stats as a Mind Flayer. Or like, hey, yeah, you wanna play as a vampire? Sure, but you're just not gonna have the same stats as a vampire. It's not that difficult. Now if there was one thing I didn't let my players do, and I think is fully justified for a DM to say no on, is homebrew rules, because honestly, there's a good reason that, like, D&D has the rules that it does, is because they have access to playtesters. Homebrew artists, or whatever you want to call them, people who make homebrew rules, don't have playtesters. They just make whatever the fuck they want up because they think it sounds cool, and then they put it on the internet. So, anytime I had players come up and say, hey, I saw this really cool homebrew rule, I immediately hit them in the head with the nearest blunt object. It's true. No homebrew, I just said no homebrew rules, other than the ones that I have already put put in place. And most of the time it had nothing to do with actual stats. Sometimes I want to play as an actual dragon. Well, that's gonna be a no from me, dog. I'm the kind of DM that's like no. I am the DM that says no. I know it's often a stigma for some reason for the DM to say no, but I do it all the time. I did it all the time, and I still do, to this day. In fact, I'll say it right now. No. The kind of DM who hoards all the dragons. Because I am the only one who can be a dragon. It's just me. No. If you wanted to play as an actual dragon, then you would just need to make sure that you somehow depowered yourself so that you were at the same power level as the rest of the party. Or if you're playing in a setting where everyone got to play as a dragon, or a monster race of equitable of power. Because if you're sitting there playing as an ancient adult dragon or whatever, adult red dragon, then you're just gonna be stronger than everyone in the party, and no one wants to play in a party that's like where everybody is like, or one character is 17 times stronger than the others. It just sucks. It sucks for everybody. It sucks for the DM. It sucks for the other players that aren't you, and it probably sucks for you too. You just don't know it yet. You know, I'm still a little unsure about these horns. So I think someone mentioned last time that I should add ears, and I think I might. Even though I didn't put them in the sketch, I might actually add the ears here. Either that, or I might just change the structure of his chin a little bit. Like lift up the chin. Something like that. If I played as a dragon, it'd be a juvenile. I mean, yeah. I mean, like, even then, you just gotta understand that you can't equate, like, a CR... You can't equate a CR 10 creature. I don't even remember what a juvenile is right off the top of my head, but you can't equate that to a level 10 character. Because a CR 10 creature is meant to be fought by a party of level 10s. So like, if you start as a CR 10 creature, you're actually going to be like about roughly twice or 3 times as strong as everybody else who is level 10. And that's not cool. That's not cool either. I remember I had somebody, because I remember I've told you guys this before, but I used to DM professionally, like I DM'd for money back in college. And there was one party where this one guy, the guy who paid for the group, you know, he basically paid the full, even though normally people would, you know, chip in together to pay for my services because it was kind of expensive. There was one character they brought in, and this guy was an absolute bug. Nobody liked him because he constantly brought in homebrew rules. None of them really served the party, really. They just kind of served him. And one day he tried to, I kept trying to tell him, like, dude, I really don't think we should have this homebrew rule. And I told the guy who's paying for the whole thing, I was like, hey, I mean, this homebrew rule seems kind of busted. It was basically like like a few homebrew magic items that just worked with his own build. And yeah, they were really kind of busted. It was like a busted set of armor that like had the stats and AC armor AC bonus of like full plate, but it allowed him to have a dex bonus of up to +5. So his AC was like 25 or some shit. Like, and I said, no, man, this armor's kind of busted. And he's like, well, I asked Chad, or I can't remember his name. I'm just gonna say Chad, and he said it was fine. I'm like, well, okay. I mean, it's kind of his game too, because he's paying for it. So then, but what happened was I ended up putting it on all of the minions. I put that same armor on all of the minions, and he's like, hey, what the heck? How can they afford that? And I said, it's because it's dirt cheap now, because apparently everyone can have it. So he got really mad, and he's like, no, you can't just put that on anybody. It's meant to be used by this. And I was like, not in this world, it's not. So I just put it, I just took his homebrew, all of his homebrew items and started using it against him, and suddenly he's not nearly as powerful as he thought he was. And he got so mad, like he was one of those players who was like so severely like socially deranged that he just could not like deal with conflict like that. So what he did was he said, okay, fine, have it your way. I won't use that armor. And I was like, okay, fine, we won't have to use that. But then we're also gonna stop with the whole like this whole like list of homebrew items that you brought in, because I'm about to use all of them, not just the armor. And he says, but then everything's gonna be overpowered. And I'm like, so yes, then everything's gonna be overpowered. Do you see now why it's not as cool for you to have this stuff? Yeah. So I mean, at the end of the day, like, just don't use homebrew rules. If like seriously, just there's so much material out right now in D&D 5th edition that there's everything you could ever need. And if you want to be like a monster race, then just use the existing stats that are already in the book. Just give yourself a different skin, you know? Reskin the stuff. Just reskin it. Reskin what's already there. Like there's already probably an expansion pack or an expansion race that is dragon-like. You know, it is dragon-like in nature. You can just take that, some sort of quadruped creature that has a fire breath or even the ability to use fire, and give them the same stats, or just give it the skin of a dragon. Yeah, I'm caving. I'm giving him an ear. I'm gonna see what he kind of looks like with an ear. Ah. On a more positive note, me and Artificer invented a gnome and goblin canon. Incredible. Incredible ingenuity. I'm gonna try something. I might just add a little something here. I know this wasn't a part of the initial design, but don't be afraid to experiment sometimes. Whenever you're coming in, whenever you're in 3D space, sometimes whenever you actually get it together, you start to notice that your your model doesn't really quite look in the way you want it to. So just don't be afraid to add some stuff here and there. Like, I felt like I had a lot of empty space right there, and I'm gonna change it up a little bit. Does it hurt the goblins too? Do the goblins take damage? Let's see. I'm really just kind of playing it, just kind of going by my own vision here. I think might want to go with like a curly horn. Hang on. Gonna look at a couple of reference images here. It's called Cannon Fodder. Is that his name? His name is Fodder? Fodder the Goblin? Oh, what was I gonna do? I'm gonna look at some dragon horn styles over on Google Images and see if I can't get some inspiration. Because I don't want to just give him ears like mine. I think I'm gonna change the style of the horns that he already has and then add a little bit of something to it. Actually, yes, this is what I want right here. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I know you guys can't see it, but I just didn't want to pull it. I didn't want to like download an image. Ow, ow. Nom 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 nom. Ah. That's the food cannon. It also fires goblins. There we go. But doesn't fire pizza yet. I know, I need to get like a 3D model of pizza and then it'll fire the pizza. I just need to like make the model for the pizza. Here we are. I do need to play some more Monster Hunter, honestly. We know what I've actually gotten into playing recently was Cyberpunk. It's good. Like it's like I feel like we've got ourselves another No Man's Sky scenario, you know, where the game comes out and it's dog shit, and then like they continue working on it and it comes out and it's really fucking good now. Yeah, I mean, I'll say it. It's a good game, but I will say you have to play it on console because I could not get that shit to work on my PC. And my PC is pretty tough, you know. It's not like my PC's dog shit. Like it can actually handle most games. In fact, I'd say there's no game out right now that it can't handle. But god damn it, it could not. I just could not get it to actually get above like 30 frames per second. And I was like, God, this is dog shit. Like, why? Why is this so hard? Can your PC play Crysis 1? I don't know. Probably. I mean, PC's pretty tough. Unless that game's completely busted, like, like Cyberpunk on the PC is. So it was like $25 on the PlayStation Store, and I bought it on my PS5, and ooh boy, does it play good. It plays perfect and looks great. And I was like, God, I wish I had just bought this on the PS5 the second that I got it, but it's great. I love it. I don't really stream video games much anymore, but that's probably what I would stream if I ever get back into that. I just don't really feel like streaming video games much anymore, you know? It just doesn't seem like it's productive content to me. And what made me want to do it is I just watched the anime for Cyberpunk, and that was really good too. That was really good. Best anime of the year. And I just love like the cyberpunk aesthetic too, so I'm a little biased. Oh yeah, this is doing it for me right here. I think this kind of fits what I was trying to go for. With this particular model. And I didn't do anything special with this horn that I didn't already do with this horn, so if you're making one at home, making your own model at home, just do the exact same thing that you did for the other horn, but right here. Let's see. I think I want to like lower these horns a little bit. Like his brows are huge. Let's make his brows a little smaller. Yeah. Yeah, this is doing wonders right here. Okay, and then we'll probably rotate these down a little bit too. Good stuff. Okay. Yeah, I'm feeling a lot more confident with this head than I did the last one. And I think his eyes too. His current eye, or you know, default eye position's not really doing it for me either, so I think we're gonna turn that in a little bit. And then just make sure our eyelids are still in a good spot. Open them up a little bit more. Because once your eyelids are in place, you can really like shove them down, you know, because you don't need them all the way open, you just need them to exist. So don't delete them, but just, you know, get them out of the way. He's looking really good, thank you. Ironically, the lawful good guys killed more people. Yes, but he did it lawfully. See what he did there? No, I'm just kidding. That makes it good. That makes it good and just and perfect and morally Christ-like. Anything you do in the name of God is morally justifiable. Not really. I don't use alignments in my stories. I just don't even. Anytime someone says like I'm a whatever character in my games, I'm just like, okay, sure, whatever, dude. All right. Let's see. Let's fix up these feet a little bit. I don't want these to be further apart. Make them a little bit bigger. There we go. Bad things always happen. Oh yeah, from the, yeah. People casting fireball in the wrong place. Yeah, every wizard's badass until they blow themselves up with a fireball. Friendly, that's why they call it friendly fire. And not friendly ice. Yeah, now that works as some feet right there. I got a new setup and I'm a lot more comfortable now. I love how you can like see me move too, like I'm not just stuck in one place. I'm just like seen Sweeney Todd too many times. Oh, I trust me, I know. I know. I had an evil character or an evil player once, and it was just very uncomfortable. Like it was a very uncomfortable game because it wasn't like about like playing a character who was evil. It was about kind of getting out some of their really weird fantasies, really weird evil fantasies on me, and I was like, yeah, this guy's gonna shoot up a school if I don't let him play this character, so I guess I should just grit my teeth through it. It was bad. Like, they weren't even playing the game. Like, at what point did we play the game and, like, at what point are we actually playing D&D, and at what point are we, am I just sitting here role-playing a sadistic fantasy? Might as well do this while I'm here. You could add like claw details to these if you want to. I don't. Partially because I'm lazy and partially because it's just a detail that most people don't notice or care about. So I'm not gonna do the same level of claw detail that I did down on the toes. And all I'm doing is extruding. I'm selecting those faces and extruding. Oh, you know what? I just realized I don't got my screencast keys on. It always turns it off by default. I don't know where it is. Where in my screencast? They can.
Welcome!
Ooh, welcome to the lore cave. Oh, it's Theo Noodle. Welcome. I am the lore dragon. I am a 3D modeler by day, shit poster by night. If you enjoy dragons and 3D modeling, you're in the right place, bucko. We're currently working on an Anthro 3D model for Uldred. See, like, I could respect a character who wants to play an evil character and then just not be a horribly disruptive force for the rest of the party, you know, because it's a cooperative game. We're playing with other people who might not feel comfortable doing half of the things that some of these other evil players I've played with in the past want to do. But you shitpost all the time. True. You know what? I'll take that back. I'm a 3D modeler. I'm a 3D artist by day, shit poster all the time, every day, all the time, non-stop shit poster. Mouth feeling better? It's actually still sore. Like, I've been to the dentist a lot, but man, I've never been to the dentist and been this sore afterwards. 2 crowns in one. I never had 2 crowns in one day either, so. Thanks for asking. There we are. We got his little thumb here. And now he's got spikes on his little wings. Now let's add claws to his hands. So the way that I do claws, especially for models that aren't going to have like a really high level of realism, which this one will not, we are going to just add them as separate objects. Yes, thank you, D. Holt. I appreciate it, yes, yes. Let's see, Shift C, get our cursor in the center. We're gonna select, you know, let me get rid of these reference images, we don't need them. I'm gonna Shift A, Shift A, mesh, cone. Don't make the cone with 32 vertices. That's too many. I'd say like 12. Yes, thank you. Yes, your love is very much appreciated and necessary. I'm staying in bed thinking about and everything that went Don't worry, it looks like it's bouncing off my face, but it's because I'm catching it so fast. That's right. That is true on 13. I do sell myself short all the time. I don't tell everybody my life story all the time. You know what? I haven't like published a book in so long that I do tend to forget that I, at one point in my life, wrote every day. I'm working on it though. I'm actually almost done with book 3 of the Portal Mage Saga. Working on it. All right, yeah, go ahead and add a mirror modifier to that. We're gonna need that. If you ever have a problem where like you apply a mirror modifier to an object and it doesn't appear on the other side, what you can do and make it easier is you can just like select the body and it'll under the mirror modifier over here, and you can, as you can see, it'll pop up on the other side. Got more hate from religion. I don't know about that. TikTok Jesus got it way worse than I did. But he kind of, you know, he was literally, and I mean literally asking for it, you know. I wasn't really asking for it in the same level as he was. The dude practically was like lived off of the controversy, made his entire TikTok presence off of controversy. Not like serious controversy, but you know, controversy nonetheless. Alright, so for these claws, you just select that little line, or that little loop there with Alt select, and then just extrude a couple of times. Like just, boom. That way you can change the shape if you wanted to. Make it go down. You can make your claws look as long as you want. For him, I don't think I want his claws to be that long. But let's put them on there and then we can adjust them once they're there. Since this is going to be a VTuber model who's supposed to be able to hold things in the future, we don't want his claws to be too terribly long, or else all the claws will just constantly clip into whatever he's holding, whether it's a video game controller or a sword or whatever. And you can also make your claws fairly human-like, as if, like, imagine if a human grew claws out of their hand. That's kind of roughly where, like a regular fingernail, that's kind of roughly where it would be. Or you can put them here, like straight out of the edge. It, like some furries do, they put that like right out of the fingertip like that, because it looks like a cartoon. I don't. I kind of put it up a little bit higher. I once had a troll account that said Jesus loves me 69. I think I remember that. Like, you used to use it to like try to infiltrate and see like where their Discord groups were, who were like mass reporting all of the cosplayers and stuff. And they're not even just going after like atheist TikTokers anymore. They're going after just anybody. Like, they ran out of, like, people just kind of gave up trying to get them off, so they get them off of TikTok, so they started going after just whoever. There's a TikToker I follow right now, and all she does is make, like, Power Ranger content where she talks about Power Ranger lore. You know, that's about as innocent as it can get, right? But they attack her because she's, I mean, I don't know, I guess a woman? Like, just because she's a woman? I can't think of another reason. Like, I think she is kind of a tomboy, but I don't think she identifies as non-binary. So, I mean, maybe they just kind of made that assumption themselves. But it's still like they're attacking everybody now. Can't catch a break on TikTok. That's honestly why I don't post there very often. I'm trying to get back on a regular schedule, but it's hard to justify it whenever you just know that your shit's gonna get reported to hell. Alright, and then you can just take that same... Once you've made one nail, you can take it, Shift D, duplicate it, and then just move it up to the next finger. Put it in place. Now the thumb, this one's really tricky. You can't just put it anywhere. There's a very specific place you have to put it. Phrasing. Alright. So I think like I mentioned before, this right here, this edge of the thumb is the top of the thumb. It's going to be facing the hand, not facing the floor. Your thumb does not face the floor. It's kind of at an angle, at a 45-degree angle towards your hand like this. If you put that thumb or that nail right here and you try to make a fist, your thumb is going to... Your fingernail is going to face your fingers in that fist, and that's going to look really stupid. So don't put it there. Put it right here, where you want it. There we go. Now we have some pretty basic claws. All right. So and now, I think what we will do is we will start doing some detail work on the hand. Remember how in the last video I was like, I don't want to spend that much time on the hand. Well, now we're going to spend that much time on the hand. I usually mark a seam right on the edge of the wrist so that if I want to select the entire hand, I can just press L, go over here to press and seam, and what that does is it lets me select just the hand by itself without selecting everything else. I think his hand is too long. So I think what I'll do is I'll select everything from here. Good stuff. Mouth or hand, which do you prefer doing more? Hands. 100% hands. I will make 1,000 hands before I have to make one mouth. Luckily, I have not been commissioned yet to have to do like a VOR model, you know? I have yet to have to do that, and I'm hoping I go the rest of my life without ever having to. Not that I have anything against people who enjoy VOR, but god damn it, I don't want to have to spend hours making sure that the mouth is as realistic as possible. I don't wanna. I didn't do it for this model, and I'm not gonna do it for anyone else. Well, I would. If I was running low on commissions, I would do it, but I wouldn't be happy about it. I'd be grouchy about it the whole time. So like I said before, there is no real secret to making hands look good. You just kind of have to do it. You just kind of have to get in there, use your own hand as a reference. And just figure out what works best, what makes your hand look good. Just gotta do it. Give him some knuckles. Another thing to consider too is that once we put scales and textures on your hand, it's going to look a lot different. So don't try to add just a ton of vertices to make your hand look a very specific way. What we have right now is enough vertices to make this hand look like a pretty dang realistic hand if you wanted to. There's no good reason to have just 1,000 vertices here. This with a subdivision surface is enough. And I can't really use my own hand as a reference that much because my hands are a little bit fucked up in real life. They look a little bit broken. I don't know another way to put it. They just look broken. They just have always looked like that ever since I was a kid. No, I don't think there's any condition or any sort of disorder. It's just, that's just what my hands look like. All right. I usually start with my hands kind of spread apart, just so I can model them a little more closely. But once I get to like the detailing phase, I will get in here and I will push them a little bit closer together. They should be close to parallel if you can get them that way. Yeah, you really want them to be parallel. Otherwise, whenever you make a fist, your fingers are gonna bend in different directions, and that looks ridiculous. See, look at that. Just over here looking at my hands right now, I'm just... I made 1,000 hands, but you know, you can never make too many hands and still have to reference. Because it's not like you ever get like an accurate like reference image about what they want their hands to really look like. You most of the time are gonna have to make your own. And you know, if you ever wanted to, you could just make one hand that you really like, spend a ton of time on it, make it look really good, and then reuse it. I'm not doing it here because I'm making a tutorial video, which, you know, fuck me, but normally I would have taken a hand I had already made that looks close enough to this style of model, and I would have used that. You're welcome for actually showing you how to make a hand. Kind of. Sort of. If you want a very detailed video on how to make Blender hands with a few tips and tricks, then let me know in the comments, and I might do it. Dang, my phone's already on low battery. Incredible. It started with like 70%, it's already low battery because it needs to use iFacial mocap to capture my face. Okay, let's see. I'm feeling pretty good about these hands. Maybe. I think if I were to change one more thing about them, it would be where the wrist right here meets the palm, which just a little bit further up. Like about there. And that's about as much detail as we need now. And the tongue and teeth you gotta make from scratch? Yeah, damn it. Damn it! Not the teeth. The teeth are gonna suck. Damn. Yeah, okay. Alright, we've procrastinated enough. It's time to make the teeth. And the mouth. Okay. For those of you guys watching at home, the mouth is the worst. It sucks. It sucks really, really bad. I hate doing it. So the first thing you do is you got to make lips. And the way you do that, you select the top and the bottom, or you select the line around your mouth, the inner ring. Deselect the edge right here, and you're going to extrude in just a little bit, just to give yourself some lips. And then you're gonna press E. And wait, before you do that, turn off proportional editing. And then press scale. Hang on, something's wrong here. Okay, never mind. Don't do that. Just select the top line here and extrude up like this. Do the same on the bottom, but extrude down. See, so now he's gonna have lips. And it's also a good idea to not do this with the subdivision surface on. Let it be blocky. It'll make it a little bit easier to visualize what you're doing. Okay. So, filling in the mouth is kind of similar to filling in the face whenever you're making the face mask. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to extrude in here. And I'm going to make one extrusion for every line along the lips. So we had one, or besides the first one, don't count the first one. It would be one. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. Do the same along the top. Oh, the horror. Yeah, it's spooky. It's spooky. Looks like an Assassin's Creed Unity character. 1. So remember, don't count this one. It'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Almost counted 12. Okay. Don't worry if it looks ugly. Doesn't matter right now. Won't matter. Now move 1 over, right over here. Or move 2 over, so don't go to this one. Go to this line here. And you're gonna do it again. But this time counting from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then what you're gonna do is you're gonna just autofill the faces. Looks like I missed a couple. Yeah, I missed a couple. Miscounted. There we are. Damn it. See, it's coming along. Do the same on the top. 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 7. Autofill. Beautiful. Okay, we're gonna do that again and move over twice. So not here, but here. That way you can autofill. Damn it. There. And like I said, don't worry. It's gonna be ugly as hell, but don't worry about it. We're gonna smooth it all out, and it's gonna look real pretty. But it's not gonna look pretty immediately. And 11, 12. And one autofill. Oof. Said don't worry if it looks ugly, but damn. Damn, I made that look really ugly. Woo. Okay, I took that, I got a little too liberal with that. Let's let me do that one again. Help me with baking textures, I'm really struggling. The final step until I'm done with my project. When you say baking textures, do you mean, are you talking about baking normals, or are you talking about, like, just baking, like, materials? Like, I'm not, that can mean a lot of things. Because I haven't baked textures in Blender in a while. All I do in Blender, because like I moved to Substance Painter, and Substance Painter does a lot of that for me now, and I have not done that in a solid minute. Like, it's been a long time since I baked a texture for myself, or baked a material myself. Yeah, I cheat. One sec. But I do this for a living, and like I can afford Substance Painter. I know not everybody can, but hang on. Let me see if I can't find quick refresher. One sec. What are you making for your final project? It's a full render of your Minecraft world. Let's see. One second. So, trying to think what would be the easiest way to do that. So I guess you're trying to, if you have your own shader, if you're making the shader in Blender, which Again, that's something I don't normally do. I make my shaders in, oh, that's why hang on, I'm sorry. My phone was dying, and I was like, why is it dying? It's charging. Because it's not charging. Why my phone is dying. That's what I use as my camera for my motion capture. There we go. Maybe now I'll be able to stream with Lord Dragon 2.0 for a little bit longer. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to help you, friend, but I'm sure I can help find you a tutorial that can. You can use phone cams for mocap? Yes. At least for the program I'm using. I don't know if you can do that. Well, you can do it in Blender actually. Hang on, I'll show you. Hold up. Let me see if I can. I gotta open up my software. If you use iFacial mocap, then yes, you can. That's what I'm doing right now for my dragon. But I'm using VC. I'm doing it through VC Face, not through Blender on its own right now. So you use the add-on for iFacial mocap, and you use the app iFacial mocap, which is like a $10 app, I think. It's loading. I have like 17 programs running right now. Well, Blender might crash. Fantastic. Blender's gonna crash. Guess it's a good thing I just saved. I think. Okay. Go to iFacial mocap. Click waiting for connection. It actually might not work because I already have it connected to my the VC face. Oh, there we go. See? It won't check my, it won't do my mouth right now because I'm... Why won't it? Hang on. Yeah, it won't do my mouth right now because I think this one has, it's connected to a different app, but yeah, you could do it. If you have a, if you just don't like turn on another app that's also using your iPhone for mocap, it'll work. Well. Might have to restart, there we go. Okay. Back to work. Yeah, sorry, friend. Like I said, I haven't had to bake texture in a while. All right, so once you've got about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers right here on the mouth, you could probably start making faces just from whatever's available. So right here, make a face there. And fill it in the rest of the way. Like I said, don't worry if it looks disgusting, if it looks repulsive. We'll fix it soon. Might need one more layer here. I think I need one more layer there. I'll just do this. Fuck it. It's fine. The inside of your mouth, hardly anyone's gonna see it unless you're a vor artist, and at which point, you know, you're on your own. I'm not gonna help you make a vor, some sort of vor creation, because I hate doing the inside of mouths. All right. So now once you have this, what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to the lips, to the outer side of the lips, select, or do a edge select, select everything on the outside of the lips. Let's see, make sure it doesn't go inside, you just want to select the outside. Just the outside. Go ahead and mark that as a seam. Select the, these using L, make sure that you have it turned to seam select. And then you can go Alt Q, smooth it out. Look at that. Look at that. Perfect. And if you end up with any extra faces, you can just delete them. We're not gonna need those. Just everything that lines up with the lips themselves is all you're gonna need. Finish the mouth. So now, select this whole ring that you have here. Press S, Y, or no, hang on. Extrude it in a couple of times. And you'll see what that does is it kind of creates this separation between the lips and the inside of the mouth. Now you select it, press SY, and that'll straighten it out a little bit. Yes, thank you, yes. Scale it, or bring it in. And then extrude it a couple of times, rotate it, extrude, rotate, extrude, rotate, extrude, and just kind of scale it down a little bit to where it's all inside the, well inside the throat. If you see any of it pop out here, then just push it back in. Last step, you're going to want to turn that mirror modifier back on and make sure that it's all stitched together. It's okay if it's not like right here at the tip. It does not matter that much. You might notice that when you put the subdivision surface back on that Your mouth is now really, really flat on the inside. That's okay. You don't want it to be super deep. One mistake I just realized my fucking shit was on. One mistake that you're that I made on this model is that I made my mouth a little too deep. Like, I don't know if you can see, but like, hang on. So one mistake I made on this model that I'm gonna have to go back and fix, I just haven't done it yet. I made the lips too sharp. There's like it goes down too deep. And it doesn't look too good. It doesn't look good at all, actually. I'm gonna fix that at one point. Probably off stream. So we're just not gonna make that mistake on this model. All right, now that his mouth is more or less done there, we can start kind of closing it up to see what he's gonna look like with a. Just remember that that red line right here should be the outside of your lip. So you make sure to use that as the outside of your lip. And it's okay to let your lips overlap a little bit. In fact, I would encourage you to let your lips overlap. Like that. Right. That's just so I could look at it, but you do want your mouth to be a little bit more open, so that now that we can add the teeth. That's what we're gonna do next. All right. Okay. The teeth. The best part. Not really. Okay, so we add those as a separate object. We go to mesh, cube, start with a cube. That's too big. Go to edit mode, cut it in half. Let's make it about the same size as like a jaw. So like the gums and the teeth. If you can help it, you want to have your teeth and your gums be the same object. It makes, that's one thing I figured out whenever I did Seraphis' model, is that having the teeth be one solid object is better than trying to do like a whole bunch of teeth as a separate object. It'll just be easier to rig in the future and to adjust, because you might have to make a lot of adjustments to your model. Okay, so we're gonna add to this a subdivision surface. They're gonna make a edge loop, bring it down. Real simple. And now we're gonna make a bunch of edges. You know what, let's this one just yet. Here. And I want you to make try to figure out how many teeth you're actually gonna have. You'll probably be able to count them. So for instance, like if I wanted I'm gonna use that 1, 2, 3, 4. It's like 12 teeth. This is how many edge loops I would do. If I wanted a couple more, I would scroll up a couple more times. Probably gonna go, I think for a model of this level of detail, 14 right there is gonna be good. Because what we're going to end up doing is taking one of these, extruding it up, and that is going to be a tooth like that. So just keep in mind that every single one of these squares is going to be a tooth pretty soon. Now, just like we did for the toes, you're going to put your 3D cursor roughly in the middle, like that. You're going to go period 3D cursor, press RZ, and just rotate it in until you get, probably select the very tip, that'd probably be better. Rotate it in, like that, until you get roughly a gum shape. One more. There we go. And you can always change this in a second. And if you're, what we're gonna do next is we're gonna go ahead and go to vertices select. Let's go ahead and delete everything on this side. Delete all the vertices, go to modifiers, mirror modifier, turn on clipping. Making sure it clips together. There we go. That way everything you do on one side gets done to the other side. Good stuff. Cool. Oops. All right. Looks like a horseshoe. It's kind of what we want. Shrink it down. Kind of fit into his mouth. Whoops. I keep accidentally dropping my mouse. Or it keeps slipping out of my hands. We're just gonna fit it for now. We're not gonna model the teeth in his mouth. We're just gonna make sure that it. You want it to be about the same width as your mouth. To where it just barely fits. That's something I wish that I had done, but my big dumb brain just didn't think to do this. Whenever I made this model, the model I'm currently using. Cool. All right, let's pull her out. All right, let's go to object mode, go to shade smooth. Just make sure that it's nice and even, because we're gonna be starting to pull teeth out of here pretty soon. And I tell people, don't delete the bottom just yet. We're gonna need that here pretty soon. We are definitely gonna need that here very soon. We're gonna select all of these. You're gonna press I to inset, but just make sure that when this menu pops up, go to individual. Then click E to extrude. Now you can't just select all of these and press scale, because as you see, it scales them all into each other. So you have to go to each individual one, scale it down. And depending on how sharp you want your teeth to be, this will actually be enough. But you might want your teeth to be like as sharp as the nails were, like where they're just like dead sharp like that. And you could do that too, but this model in particular is not going to be hyper realistic, so he doesn't need to have teeth that sharp. You won't even be able to tell the difference once the guy's actually texture painted. All right, and that's more or less good enough for a bottom jaw. You could also make a couple of teeth longer than the others. If you want to give them a curve, you can by just making an edge loop there and pulling it in. For a model of this level of detail, that's plenty. Put it in there. Now that I look at them, those teeth are entirely too big. But that's the way it is sometimes. Now, if you look at that and you're like, damn it, those teeth are too big. Or like if you're like, hey, I wish I had more teeth. All you gotta do, instead of restarting the whole thing, is click the end here, extrude, and then click the top, click the top, inset, and just do it again. Like that. You got another tooth now. So in my case, now that I look at it, the teeth might be just too big, like too wide. And maybe I did need more teeth. So to fix that, I select the end. I'm gonna kind of just push them all together like this. I'm just gonna extrude a few more times. I think 3 more teeth. Yeah, 3 more teeth would do just fine. So extrude 3 times, inset those faces, extrude those faces, take those faces, scale them down. Kinda looks like shark teeth now. Now we just need to make sure it fits. Which it definitely doesn't anymore. But that's okay. We're gonna make it fit. Nom 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 nom. Don't worry if your teeth stab into your upper mouth. A little bit. They don't have to actually fit very well. Because in reality, your character's teeth would probably be, or your character's mouth would probably be about up here. But no one's ever going to see that, so there's no reason to worry too much if it does. Like I said, if you're a vor artist, then, you know, maybe it does matter, but I'm not, so it doesn't matter to me. As I say that as I just fucking nom all that food a second ago. Fucking hypocrite. Okay, so there we go. There's our bottom jaw. Probably lower it down a little bit. Rotate it. This is why I tell people don't delete that bottom side, because you might need it to adjust. But once you're done, like once you know that your teeth are good, then you're fine. Go ahead and delete it if you don't like it. You don't need it anymore. Go ahead and delete it. But I might still need it. Like for instance, whenever we're gonna use this as a duplicate, I don't want to give him a thicker chin anyway. We're gonna use this as a duplicate to make our top jaw, so we don't got to do it all again. I think I want to give him just a thicker snout anyway. Neato. Alright, so let's take those teeth. Actually, I didn't delete the body, I hid the body. So you can look at this horror show. And we're just going to go to edit mode, Shift D to duplicate. Actually, before you do that, go ahead and go here, or in object mode, go here, apply the modifier, and you might see by accident that you had merged your teeth here. If that happens, don't worry too much about it, just select them and do them again. That happens to me all the time when I'm adjusting the size of the jaw. My faces will get a little mixed up together. Not sure why that's happening. Ah, that's why. 2 vertices here. Hidden vertices. Easy thing to get rid of though. Go to mesh, merge by distance, and it'll get rid of any vertices that are on top of each other. See? It's much more common than you think. It happens all the time. See? Now we make a perfect face. Go to here again. Inset. Extrude. Shrink. Ink. Turn that subdivision surface back on, and there we go. So what you do is you select that, go to Shift Duplicate. And all you gotta do from here not gonna lie, I'm a little bit fucked up here. Oh yeah, hang on, I remember. Don't duplicate. Add another mirror modifier, but this time change the axis from the x-axis to the z-axis. Yeah, the z-axis. Just like that. Go to edit mode. Make sure to pull them apart a little bit in edit mode. And then just go and apply that modifier again. And now you've got 2 jaws. Look at that. Looks like a shark jaw. And you are free to edit them as you need to. And if you need to apply it, if you want to put that mirror modifier back on, just go into edit mode, press 1 to go into vertice mode, select only the vertices on one side, like that. Alright, make sure to be in a X-ray mode. Select all the vertices, delete them. Go back into mirror mode, or select the mirror modifier, turn on clipping. Select everything, make sure it's all clipped together. This one in this case was not. There we go. And now we have top and bottom jaw with a mirror modifier on, without having to make the teeth twice. If you hate making mouths as much as I do, you're gonna want to use every single trick you can to not have to do it more than once. And you just kind of offset it a little bit, just so it's a little different. Like I said, I did want to kind of give this guy a thicker jaw, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that, rather than make the teeth smaller. And if you really, really want to, you can go in here and make the teeth, you know, interlace with each other. That's up to you. I don't lose sleep over that, really. I've never had anyone say, man, I really wish these teeth lined up perfectly. That's never been something anyone has ever complained to me about. And if you really wanted to, like I'm saying, this is another level of realism you could do. I don't do it too often for teeth. So like I said, I'm a little biased against teeth. What you can do is, with each individual tooth, you could treat them like we did with the claws. Make a little thing here. Make this, shrink it down without, like that, and pull it in. You could do that if you wanted to, but since, like I said, this model's not going to be super detailed, I'm not gonna. I think he might have fangs, though. So I am going to change the look of the fangs. Looks like we got another little bit of merging issue right here. You could fix that once we apply the mirror modifier. We're not at that step yet. Don't think I like the fangs there. I'll turn them inwards, though. Bare minimum can do that. I think these should be the fangs. Let's see. See, right there. Yeah, those would probably be the fangs. I wanted to give him fangs, but I honestly don't know if I want to give him fangs. I don't think this really strikes me as the kind of model that has fangs like dripping out of his lips. Yeah, I don't think so. There we go, we got the mouth. Okay, next, I think I want to change how these feet are structured a little bit. It's just something doesn't seem right about how they're holding him up. He seems very back heavy. I think it might also be because the tail's in a strange position. I might have to pull that in just a little bit. Something like, whoops. He just seemed a little unbalanced. Okay, because you really want the ball of his foot right in the center line here. His knee joint here. Hey, thanks, Pyra. This is for, Uldred. And if you can help it, you want the crown of your head here, but I don't know if that's actually gonna happen with this particular model. Just got a feeling. Unless I like... Yeah, there we go. Fix his posture a little bit. Yeah, that's it. I gotta put his eyes back in his head. Get in there. Like he looks gumless or toothless. Yeah, I guess both in this case. If you have to choose between which set of teeth to show more, top teeth. That's another mistake I made with this model, is that the bottom teeth are showing more than the top teeth, and that's not an attractive look. There. They're kind of sticking out right there. I need to... pull this out. There we go. Posture checked. So then you have to kind of decide, as you're looking at the design here, this is just for if he ever wants to get full body tracking or if he ever wants to be a VR chat model, this will make it as compatible as possible with VR chat. And for full body tracking in general. So, got his hips. Like his hip bone's probably gonna actually sit slightly outside his body. Like right about here. Hey Cal, how's it going? Making tutorials? Yes. Not a super good tutorial. Mostly just a stream VOD and I'm explaining what I'm doing as I'm doing it. But yes. I'll try to edit all this out into something usable, but yes, thank you. I'll try to edit this into something usable if I ever find the time or if there's a demand for it, but if not, then I'm sure people will be able to learn from these. But yes. We're using the Z-axis line here to help us determine if this model is balanced, because earlier he did not seem very balanced. We gotta figure out where his weight is distributed so that it looks natural, so it looks like this is a being that could actually exist to at least a little bit. So we started at the ball of his foot right here. His ankle goes back to counterbalance how far forward his knee goes. So you want his knee to be about the same distance from this line as his ankle here. And then his thigh needs to be roughly on top, or where his hip should meet roughly the same space as the ankle. So when we're looking at this, we have to do one of two things. We either have to move the ankle in, or we have to be able to move the thigh out, or the hip out. I'm not so sure that the hip will be able to come out without him like rotating forward like this. So I think what I'll do is I'll take this ankle and I'll move it closer to the hip. Like that. Got to see what you're working on. Yeah, you could. So you can make an Anthro Cal if you wanted to. I might, no joke, I'm actually gonna probably use this as like a base for my if I ever made myself an Anthro model or an Anthro lore. This is what I would use. I like the fact that it's a little more dragon than it is human or Anthro. His lats are too big though. His lats are just way too big for this slender build, so I'm gonna push those in. Yeah, that's better. He looked like, God, I don't even know, like how Superman and Batman are done in the animated series. You know, they look like triangles. He was kind of looking like that. Yeah, so I think this looks a lot more balanced. You know, ankle back to here, knee about here, hip about there. Same thing with the chest. Chest is, I might actually have to push this in because we're about to add the chest scales or the chest plating, and that's gonna make it go forward even more than it already is. So we're probably gonna want to pull this in further than you might normally want it to be. So let's push this in a little bit more than what we anticipated. How did you make your horns glow? The Poyomi shader, the Poyomi Toon shader allows you to add emission to things, and you can also have a glowing, like a scrolling emission or a blinking emission. So I just have that set to scrolling emission, and it goes up my horns. Okay, let me show you guys how to add the chest plating. It's similar to the chest plating I have on this model. So to start with, we go to object mode. We're gonna make sure our cursor is in the center by pressing Shift C. We're gonna press Shift A. We're gonna add a plane, just a regular plane. And then on top of that, Shift A, we're gonna add a curve, Bezier curve. Make sure that they're in the same place. Their origins have to be in the same place. That's very important. Hey Fury, how's it going? And now what you're gonna do with this plane is you're gonna make it look like one of the chest plates that you're gonna have on your dragon's chest. So you want it to look exactly like that. So let's take a look at our reference image. Not that one, this one. We're gonna try to make one of these plates right here using a plane. So let me hide the body. We don't need that right now. And since our Bezier curve is laying this way, go ahead and make it face this direction for now. Doing okay? We're doing fantastic. Making an Anthro dragon. Yet another Anthro dragon. Okay. Since we're working in this direction, if you want it to be symmetrized, you're gonna want to change, instead of having it symmetrized on the x-axis, you're gonna want it to be symmetrized on the z-axis. Like if you go into edit mode. Wait, I was wrong. Y-axis. Yeah, there we go. It'll be interesting in seeing future things as well. Oh yeah, basically every commission I make, I'm gonna make like a tutorial series on. I can Anthro dragon with them hips. Yeah, just use this, but make the hips bigger. Just pull them out. Let's see. So for this, we're gonna start with a edge loop in the center because it's gonna have a center there. I might go ahead and add one on each side here as well. That way I can have a little more geometry to work with. I also tend to add a subdivision surface to these if I can, but I hope, well, if I know that my model needs to have like a low poly count, I won't. So I might not do that just yet. I'll do that if I have to. So we're gonna move this down. This direction here, it's gonna be facing down, so you want it to face that way. Probably flare that out a little bit. Bring that in. Whatever's on this side's not going to matter because it's going to overlap with what's here, so. Is it possible to make the eyes glow? Oh yeah, absolutely. It's just, be aware that if you make your eyes glow, it's a little bit harder to see detail. So if you're going to have like some really hardcore detailed eyes, you don't want to add too much glow or any glow at all because the emission or the glow is going to cover up all of that detail. I mean, it's possible to do like you can have it where you have two eyeballs. One that is like the actual eyeball that has the image of the eyeball on it, that has the details. And then you have a second eyeball that's like right on top of it that is completely clear and has just a very see-through glow to it. You can do that as well. I've never done that. I know that you can though. Does my eyes glow when I breathe fire? Yeah, it's kind of like whenever I breathe fire, my head glows like this. So yeah, you could set it to glow specifically when you breathe fire. I think my horns stay glowing too. No, just the top. Okay, so now whenever you get it roughly the shape that you want, or you know what, I'm gonna make that a little rounder. I'm just gonna add some more edge loops right along here. Gonna try to make that a little bit rounder. It's not very symmetrical. Okay. I'm gonna delete half of this. I'm just gonna delete half of it. I'll use a mirror modifier. Just make sure to apply it whenever you're done. So I'm just gonna delete that. Add a mirror modifier. Make sure that it's on the not the x-axis, but the y-axis. There we go. Very temporary. We are just using that to make that a little rounder. Give that a sharper edge. I'm also gonna do this right here so that I can rotate this one in a little bit. Like that. See how it kind of makes like a batarang almost? That's kind of what we want. Alright, now what you can do, make it a little bit smaller, or a lot of bit smaller. Ow. I usually try to make the top part a little bit smaller than the bottom. Or the top part smaller than the bottom, so it's a little easier to overlap. Alright, and then select all the vertices along the edge. Just the edges. Like that. Press 2 to go into edge select mode. And then extrude straight down. Whoops, missed a couple edges. Yeah, extrude straight down. It's okay if it's a little cubey. If it's a little too cubey for your taste, then just make another edge loop and scale it up a little. Alright, so this is our chest plating. All you're gonna do here is go to object mode, shade smooth it so it looks a little less like cubey. Cool. Now we're gonna apply that modifier to it, because if you don't, that's gonna cause some problems with what we're about to do to it. And then you're gonna add another modifier called an array. So go to generate array. Cool stuff. Under array up here, you're gonna go, instead of fixed count, you want that to be set to fit curve. Select the Bezier curve that we created earlier. Click off relative offset. Set constant offset. Looking a little crazy right now. We're gonna add a curve modifier from the deform, under the deform section. And you're gonna select, under curve, you're gonna go curve object, you're gonna select the curve again, the Bezier curve. Cool. And now, you'll see that it is going along the path of the curve here. In order to make it go along the entire curve, you need to go to, let's see, what was it? What was it? Oh yeah, yes. Keep selected on the plating. Go Control A and apply the scale here. And now it's going along the entire path of the curve. Now, in order to get it to cover the entire width of, or the entire length of the curve, go to the constant, go to the array modifier that you added. Go to constant offset and just decrease that distance until it starts to overlap, like that. Pretty simple. And if you ever want to change the shape of, like, you might look at that and like, well, as I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, this is overlapping a little too much. Just press tab to go into edit mode, and you can still edit the initial shape. I don't know why that isn't moving, but it's not. Oh, that's why. Yeah, there we go. Gonna want these to go up. Like that. Might select everything back here and just dip it down. Looking slick. Looking cool. Yeah. I think I might actually make these wider along this axis. That way they fit right inside these. Right about there. Cool. So now, as you can see, we have this curve right here, our Bezier curve, that controls this whole line of chest scaling, like that. Make it smaller, it makes them less, add more and more and more just by pulling it apart. If you're working with Bezier curves, you just, I'm in glasses mode, yeah. Looking dope. Because I pressed Control X. Hang on. There we go. I need to change that. I need to change that hotkey. Alright, so now that we have this, what I do is I select both the curve, because remember, now, even though they look like they're one object, they're not. The chest plating that you just made is a separate object than the Bezier curve, so you got to select both of them separately. Sometimes it's hard to select the curve because you just set it so that you can't actually see it, but there you go. Select both of them, and I will make a duplicate of both so that I can use them however I want. If I need to change them in the future, I can. Now we bring our model back, and we are going to basically just set this on him like clothing. So we're just going to rotate 90 degrees on the, well, actually not 90 degrees, 270 degrees. So I want it to face that direction. Then we're going to rotate 90 degrees on the z-axis, so it's facing him. Let's get it right, roughly in the center. The way that you can do that is if you go to the Bezier curve and select just the curve, go to edit mode. Oh, wrong one. Just the curve. Go to edit mode. Just try to select all the points on it and make sure that they are directly in the center. So you just go to item. Go. Let's make sure it is on the center of the x-axis. All right, there we go. Make sure it's on global. Center of the x-axis. At 0. 0. And 0.
I think it's time for a fireball, my friend.
Fireball! Ow! Ow! Now we're just moving it up. Okay, and we're gonna do that to the other curve, because there are two curves here. Yep, I'm running out of music here. Alright, let's switch to another genre. I need me. Let's go 19. That's always our go-to. Oh, I see. Fire breath. You want me to kill the avatars, don't you? All right, time to die. Ah, that always feels good. What are we doing? Oh yeah, taking this to 0. And see how that's already starting to straighten out. I don't know why the Bezier curves always come out completely curved up. They have no reason to be all curved up. Alright, just making sure to set all these values to 0 on the x-axis. That way you know that you're in the dead center. We're gonna put it right on his chest, or right under his neck to start with. All right, so now you might notice that having 2 points here is nowhere near enough to wrap around his entire body, and you would be correct. So the way that you fix that, you select both points. If it'll let me. There we go. Select both points, click W, and then click subdivide. You can subdivide as many times as you want. I would suggest doing this one at a time until you know roughly how many subdivisions you're actually gonna need. Because you might not need like 25. You might need maybe about 6 or 7 to go around the whole body. We're just gonna rotate that in. No. I'm gonna make that a little bit smaller. Doesn't need that much for rotation. So working with Bezier curves can be a little bit weird. They're not exactly super easy to visualize where everything is gonna go. Oh yeah, and if you want to shrink one section of the Bezier curve without shrinking the whole thing, you can. Just go Alt-S, and it will shrink just that one section of the curve. And scale just that one section relative to the rest of it, so want that to be about there. I think that honestly, the plating itself is still too big. The actual plating is too big. It needs to have a smaller size. Just keep in mind that the size that you have it at is going to be the minimum size that it's going to be. So if it's too big to begin with, or if it's too tall, like actually I think this might actually be too tall. So I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna bring it down a little bit. There we go. Then go to the offset and decrease the whoop, too much. Increase the offset, and then it'll overlap a little bit more. Right about. That's better, I think. That's too much. Let's bring it a little bit. Oops. A little. There. All right. Back to the Bezier curve. Oh yeah, and every time that you change the scale of this thing, make sure that you go back in object mode and Control A, apply that scale again. Apply scale. Damn it. Okay. For some reason it moved off the curve. If the curve and the item itself and the object that it's mapped to are not in the exact same place or don't have the exact same origin, it will start to kind of mess up. its location, but I actually think that it's fine right now. It's just, yeah, I needed to move that up a little bit. Yeah, it's fine. Good stuff. Alright, so we're probably going to have to subdivide this a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of starting to come together. This neck part's going to be really challenging because it's such a tight spot. Somehow I got thrown off. Just gonna delete that vertex. Let me just see what I can make it look like on the chest. You can see like right here between the legs, that's definitely too long. So what you can do is subdivide, add a section here. Make it smaller. Just right there between the legs. Oh boy. And then you kind of just decide for yourself, where do you want the plating to end on the tail? For me, it's probably gonna be roughly around here. I don't think I want it to go much further down the tail than this. So I think I'll leave that alone, right around there. Make sure it fits. Another trick is that if you're starting to notice that there are little gaps that keep appearing, and you don't want to like subdivide it another 5 or 6 times to make it fit, what you can do is you can select the object It's mapped off. Select the bottom loop like that. And just pull it further away. Make it thicker, like that. It's okay if it clips into the body. It is perfectly fine. And if you want it to just be closer, just make it closer. Go to the Bezier curve and shove it in there. Like I want that to be a little bit closer in. I can just take that and push it. Or if that doesn't suit your needs, you can go in there and model it yourself to fit the, it's kind of like whenever we were making the eyeballs, you know, like how we didn't have any eyeballs to model around. So whenever we put the eyeballs in, it kind of didn't fit super well. Then we just modeled around the eyeballs. Like when I look at this, I'm like, this is a little flat, which is correct. So I'm gonna make it less flat. The way I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna go on the outside edge here. I think I'm gonna go ahead and get both of these. And that'll round it out, just like that. Curve is broken. Yeah, it needs a patch. Yeah, it's too OP. Too OP. Devs, please fix. It makes this too easy. Makes my job too easy. Hey, it looks kind of funny. Oops. I will admit though, I'm having a lot of trouble right here trying to make this look super good. And sometimes your curve just will not fight, or just will fight you all the way to the bitter end. And that's okay if it doesn't quite look perfect with a curve, because we're gonna have to turn this into a mesh anyway to rig it. And once you turn it into a mesh, you can just model it how you would model anything else. So don't worry if you can't get it perfect, just get it as close as you can. Oh, hell no. Not this shit again. Sometimes the Christmas songs pop up and it makes me want to die. That's better. There we go. Death wish averted. I might subdivide this. Yeesh. think what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna need to make these even more closer together than they already are. So I'm gonna have to change that offset a little bit more. I'm also gonna have to change the shape of this thing a little bit more. Alright. But as you can see, the results of this are can be astonishing once you get it just right. Just so much better than having to model this by hand. Hopefully scales don't clip into the mouth. They might. But like I said, once it's turned into a mesh, I can delete the scales or I can delete the chest scales that actually go into the mouth. It's okay, so it's okay if they go in right now. And if literally all else fails, another option is to... Well, that's probably one thing that's screwing me up. Another option would be to... I'm gonna delete that one. Make a second curve. There we go, that's the one that was messing me up. I can make a second curve that's basically the exact same, but smaller. And then just have it connect to this one. Just kind of shove two curves into each other. But I'm not gonna. Looks like I'm not gonna have to do that. And whenever the time comes to rig this guy, what we're gonna do is we're actually gonna rig this as if it was a piece of clothing rather than a part of his skin, and it'll actually fit really nicely. As you can see, whenever I turn my head or move my body around, my chest scales actually move with me really nicely. Yeah, like I said, it won't deform perfectly, but once it's a mesh, I'll be able to make this look real nice. Welcome back on Unlucky 13. We have chest scales. Look. Nice, 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 nice. And now we're gonna do something similar. I think I'm gonna add this kind of plating right here, going down his back as well. See what we got right here with the thing, with the horns, head scales. When are you planning on bringing us back to right now? That's when. So what we do for that, we're gonna select that. We're gonna select the Bezier curve again. Whoops. Oh, damn it. There are ones down here at the bottom. And we're gonna duplicate them. Then select the new object that we just copied. And we're going to change what it looks like. In this case, since we want it to have some plating, and we want it to be round, I don't think we're gonna have the quite as crazy. Oh, make sure you have symmetry turned on the y-axis. There we go. Oh. Never mind, that's not gonna work. We're gonna have to put another mirror modifier on, but it's not gonna work because we're not in the center. All right, new plan. We're gonna delete these. Let's hide the body because we're not gonna need it for this step, and hide the belly plating. Shift D duplicate, right click to make sure it doesn't move. We're going to hide the curve, the initial curve, so now all we have is the copy. Then we're going to select the copy. Now we can work with symmetry turned on the y-axis. So if I move this one, nope, it's still fucked up. Never mind, fuck me. Alright, fine. Just delete this whole side right here. And then we just add that mirror modifier back on. Make sure it's on the y-axis, not the x-axis. Cool. Flipping's turned on. Nice. But you can see why you need to apply it before you're actually going to be able to use it. So make sure that if you're working with a mirror modifier that you apply it before you're ready to move it around. Okay, so the top part is actually going to have horns coming out of it. So we're gonna want the very tip of this to be pretty tall, coming out like that. Or what we could do, now that I think about it, is we could extrude it. We could make a deal here. We could take this line, push it in. Flatten that in. Up, out, shrink. Uh... Cool. Since these are going to be a part of the plating, I'm not going to do the same thing as I did for my horns and make them go like as indentions. I'm going to probably just leave them up like that. Yeah. Just like this. Let me see, do I want it to have edges, rough edges like that? It kind of does here. I think I'll keep the rough edges, but just maybe not quite as rough as they are here. So we'll take these. Kind of push them in a little bit. There we are. Cool. And now you might be thinking, I want some of these horns to be longer than others. Well, they will be. Just as soon as you really should add Patreon link. I think I have one. Is it not popping up sometimes? Yeah, it says right there. Oh wait, no, that's my donate link. I don't have a Patreon link on here. You're right. I thought I did. I guess I just thought that I did because I see the one that talks about like, hey, do you want to support me without having to support Jeff Bezos? Come over here and throw me a tip. Yeah, that's I thought that was a Patreon link, but it's not. You're right. I should do that. Appreciate the insight. But yes, if you guys want to support me without supporting Jeff Bezos, because, you know, fuck that guy, follow me on Patreon. You also get cool stuff. Sometimes. Let's see. So you might be thinking, you want some of these horns, you might want some of these horns to be longer than others. You don't want them all to be the same size. So the way that you would do that is as soon as it becomes a mesh again, whenever we're at that step, you'll just change the length manually. Finally, since you picked what I worked on in Canva. Let's take a look. Oh, for your overlay. Oh yeah, you're gonna want to have that white be green. You're gonna want that to be a green, the green screen color. But other than that, yeah, this will work. Yeah, it looks good. I think it's gonna look good with your color scheme too. Let's see. About to do something. You know, I just realized this kind of screwed me up. Yeah, these had clipping on, and I did not want them to have clipping. Or I did, but now I'm starting to regret it. Yeah, we're gonna need to fix that. Always be careful, because once it clips together, it becomes really hard to take it apart. It just becomes a kind of a mess. So just be careful. It's a really good tool, but it can also be a pain in the ass. A mirror modifier, that is. Yowza. Thinking about using the free 30 days? That'd be a good idea, honestly. I don't remember if they give you access to video in Canva. That's what I'm basically using a royalty-free video for my background right now with the sparkles and stuff. I don't remember if that's free or if that's pro, but if you wanted to have a video as your background, you could just set it to a loop. And we'll give the horns a little bit of a curve. Make sure to shade smooth it again if you extruded. There we go. Oh, make that taller. Oh, just remember, actually no, we're gonna leave it that size. And then I think that'll do it. So now we just have to make sure to apply an object mode, the mirror modifier, and it'll put it all together again as one solid object. Thanks, Roblox. There we go. Make sure to... No, we don't need to. I was gonna say make sure to apply the scale, but you actually don't have to. We're gonna go to the... Let's see, the plane at 001. I believe it's gonna be Bezier Curve 001. Yeah. It's like both of them. Bring them up. Let's bring the body back too, because we're gonna need to fit it to the body. Oops. Rotate it 90 degrees on the Z-axis. Whoops. Maybe 180 degrees. 180 degrees on the Z-axis. There we go. Now it's facing the correct direction. This isn't people's recommended. Nice! That's a first. I'm glad it's finally come. I'm finally getting the recognition I deserve. I'm just kidding. But that's nice. I really do. I appreciate you telling me that. See, we're gonna round this out a little bit. Yeah, we're just gonna round this out so that the front of it looks round and not square. Nice. What's going on? 2 hours? Has it only been 2 hours? I feel like it's been longer than that. Hang on. I gotta plug in my iPad. There we go. Plugged in. Cool. There, so now it'll be round at the very front. Let's take the Bezier curve. Bezier curve. I don't speak. Make sure that the parts are all at 0 on the x-axis. I see my character at the bottom of the screen. Yep. Everybody on YouTube gets a random character, but if you want something specific, I can change it for you on request. It's only on Twitch that you can transform it yourself, but I can change you to something if you want to. There you go, we're all set to 0, and now we can start fitting it to the body. Make sure to never just grab this curve by itself. Make sure to grab the shape and the curve when you're in object mode. Yeah, I got Dragon Ball Z characters for the avatars at the bottom of the screen. We got Sonic characters, a few Monster Hunter monsters. Yeah, and people on Twitch can talk to people on YouTube. I got it all figured out over here. I'm gonna add a bunch of these. I think I'm gonna need these to be a lot closer together. Let's make this like this much closer. He's gonna have a fuck ton of spikes, but actually, I don't think I want him to have that many spikes. So I think I'm gonna have like a separate, like I said before, I'm gonna have a separate set of plating for the head and a separate set for the spikes, or for the back. Because this is way too many vertebra. Like if you think about it, you would only have one spike per vertebra. And this is like, this is too much even for a snake. Like look at that. That'd be way too many. They don't even look right. IQ higher than Elon Musk's. I mean, a fucking amoeba, a challenged amoeba would have a higher IQ than Elon Musk. My dementia-ridden dad has a higher IQ than Elon Musk. But thanks. Whoops. Actually, hang on. Before I start deleting all this shit, I'm gonna make a duplicate of all this. Like I said before, if you just take that, take the curve, make a duplicate. We're gonna use this one. We're gonna call this the head curve. Have this one be the back curve. We'll have this be the head scales. We'll have this be the back scales. hide the back curve and back scales. Just use the head curve, head scales. Now we could start deleting all of these. The view count just 5x. Did it for real? Oh, 5 years. Got me. Got me. Ooh, I fell right. I fell for that. You got me. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. If it is, it is. It's not, it's not. It's whatever. I get most of my views after the fact anyway. Most of the time. Bum, bum, bum. And we're just doing the same thing we did for the belly scales, where you're just gonna fit it to the model. Like clothes. Or like a hat, in this case. I bet you guys were wondering why he had such a big old divot between his eyes, and this is why, to make room for this. I looked at some of the videos, the better ones are pro. Yeah, I figured that would be the case on Canva. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna hit that curve and we're gonna make that, not that much, maybe about that much. But we are gonna have to switch the shape of this a little bit. It's a little, or it's definitely too long. Let's shrink it to like there. That's better. Subdivide again. Man, it's still long as hell. Why is it so long? Looks kind of like an alligator now. I dig it. That moment when you make a model that looks, whose head looks better than yours. Damn it, it's Seraphis all over again. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that. No. No, it's fine. It's fine. It looks just fine. Whenever I apply this as a mesh, it'll look like how I want it to look. But I will say... what exactly is flipping into it here? Is that the model? If I clear this out, no? Ah, that's what it is. Okay. On this line here. This line here needs to go down. See? Fixed it. On one side. Gotta make sure I get it on the other side too. For some reason, symmetry's not working. So I have to select both things on both sides. Okay, so now that we're here at the base of the skull, we can unhide the back curve that we were about to work with. And probably give it significantly less spikes. Let's see. Typically, the human body will have 24 vertebrae, I think. I think it's 7 cervical, 12 thoracic, 5 thoracic. No, lumbar. I think. I swear I used to be a personal trainer at some point. I swear. So you want probably about that many spikes on your tail, on your body, up to about your hip. And if you want more than that going down your tail, then whatever, that's up to you. But I'd say 24 at the most going down your body. If you want it to be like anatomically somewhat plausible. In case you were wondering, I don't care. 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Truth be told, I might just give him like way more, or like half as many. And because you can also make it so that only like every other vertebra would poke out, not all of them. You could do that. I'm not exactly a dragon scientist here, you know, you do what you want. I didn't really count it on my dragon, truth be told. And you know, now that I look at it, I could also just have the horns come out of his body without actually, without having the plating with them. It could just be the horns. Because that's what I did for Seraphis. With my thinking face. Ow. Okay. Alright. Plating. I want the plating. I've decided. I have made my decision. You shall have plating. I have commanded. He's just gonna look cooler with the plating. He just will. Like I look cooler in these glasses even if they're all fucked up. Bum, 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 bum. Ba-na-na-na. Ba-na-na-na-na. Wait. What? What the heck? Why does it flipping over? I just want it to rotate. Rotate 90 degrees on the x-axis. No. Z-axis. No. Y-axis. What? Whatever. Rotate it by hand. Oh, there's my wife. 1 sec. Alright. I gotta help her do her homework after I'm done here. You're calling my... I do not have a dog face. It's not a dog face. Oof. It does kind of look like a dog face. Thanks for the clip, though. It's always a good day when I got clips. You know, since we're doing just the back now, separate from the head, I'm gonna go ahead and make these horns like really long. Because I can now. Make them thick too. Yeah, that's more like it. Sure, Twitch generates them? Yeah, they do. They're always nice. That's what I like about Twitch. Like, people are always talking about how YouTube's gonna overtake Twitch, and I think that's possible. I just don't think it right now. We're not there. There's just so many really convenient things that Twitch does that YouTube just has not wrapped their head around yet. Like, you know, clips, making clips. Like, sure, you can do it on YouTube to some extent, but it's not good. It doesn't automatically post a link, which is super crazy convenient. And a host of other things that Twitch does better, but... All right. And if you didn't make your thing long enough, there's two ways you can make it extend out. You can just drag the one on the edge all the way where you want it to go, but I find it easier to just extrude like this. Just pull it a little bit. That way you just make another vertice that you can pull from. Especially on the tail. But as you can see, the horns do kind of start to deform a little bit. That's normal when it comes to curves, and something you're going to have to manually fix whenever you actually convert this to a mesh. Now we just make it fit. Probably want that to fit between the wings like that. Let it be big right at the top, right where his head is, and then let it shrink down as it gets between his wings.
There's a dragon in my wagon.
Oh, hello.
And I don't mean to be bragging about the
Who we
best
got?
wagon dragon in a wagon.
Swigon raiding with a party of 7. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for the raid. This is the Lore Cave. I am the Lore Dragon. I am a 3D modeler by day, RPG streamer by night, and constant shit poster.
If you like 3D modeling or if you like dragons, you're in the right place. What we're doing today is we're working on a model commission for Uldred, and sort of trying to film a tutorial-esque kind of thing. So if you like if you're wanting to learn how to do Blender and you missed the first part of this video, that's okay. The VODs are on my YouTube channel on Lore Dragon Art. Can't miss it. So not a real dragon? Aw, shit. Aw, man. Aw, man, damn. Not being a dragon fucked me over once again. Or is that my cover, just so that no one suspects that I'm actually a real 100% dragon?
Welcome.
Thank you for the follow. First follow, then to unfollow. Alright, you got me. Beautiful. The ultimate act of pettiness. I couldn't possibly defeat it. I could never compete. I've been bested. Okay, so I think that'll do it, actually. For now, on the back. Might have to make one more subdivision here to give him a really good back arch. Just pull this in. This down. Oh, it's not even touching his back. Holy shit. I'm way off. I knew he had a bigger back arch than that. Modeled in. I knew it. That does seem to be the question. What do our human forms hide? True. True. True, my friend. Mine hides a crippling porn addiction. Yeah, I like this. This horn got all kinds of fucked up. All right, coming out to about 61,000 triangles. I think that's gonna be about the top, or the highest his tri count is actually gonna be. So, not too bad, I would say. This is gonna need some serious polishing by the time I'm done with it. Watch, if I were to add a subdivision surface, it's gonna look really nice, but his poly count's gonna shoot through the roof. Watch. It looks so much better. Welcome. Shot up by about 17,000. Ooh, welcome. Zotic.
To the lore cave. How's that for a real dragon?
Okay, so we can't use the subdivision surface, unfortunately. As much as I want to, can't do it. Don't worry, once we add color, it's gonna look great. Or maybe, if I just like make these edges a little less sharp. Right here. Subdivide it myself. Smooth it out. That'll do it. You've been lurking. Well, I'm glad that you found enough value to follow. I appreciate it. Ooh, yes, that did it. Nice. Look how creepy it looks on the inside, though. That's looking 1,000 times better than what we started with. One thing that was bothering me that I do need to fix. His thumb is way too big. It's huge. What the heck? Why does thumb get separate? Huh. That's better. Yeah, that's looking 1,000 times better than what we started with. I like how the wings look super flat right now because they're in like a perfect T-pose. So they're just as flat as they can possibly be. But that will change once we rig them. They'll look nice and round and folded. Let's see, I think, honestly, like before we really just put a bow on this guy to get ready for UV unwrapping and texturing and stuff, need to give him nostrils. Otherwise, he's not gonna be able to sniff any panties. Can't be a VTuber if you can't sniff panties. What's the point of living? There we go. Uldred, if you're watching this, you can thank me later. Actually, that's the wrong spot. That's really not the best spot for that. They look like little nips, little face nips, so you smooth them out. And then you have to decide, do you sniff them from the side, or do you sniff them from the front? Like a horse, they would sniff from the front, or the dog would sniff from the front, but a horse would sniff from the side. So where do we put the nostril? Let's see, what does it look like from the front? Make sure to turn it off individual for that. I think the side. Or like somewhere in the middle. Something like this. That's what I have on mine. There we go. Now he can sniff as many pennies as he wants. You're welcome. I've given you the gift of life. Okay. We'll probably continue to, you know, move around a few vertices here and there for just a little while longer. Now that we have all of his plating on there, we'll be able to better see what he's going to look like as a finished product. Got his teeth, got his, you know, plating, his horns. I'm very happy with how the horns turned out. This is much better than what I was about to give him, so very happy with that. And for those of you following at home, whether it be on the VOD in the future or right now, this is really the part where you can really spend as much time as you want getting him to look exactly like how you want him to look. Like, I'm gonna start right now working on his muscles. I want his muscles to look a very specific way. Shaped a very specific form. Going for a slim, ripped kind of look. We already got ourselves a tricep going here. So give it a slight bend. Around where the elbow is. And then let's see. If you want to make your muscles extremely detailed, sometimes I do. At least on the arms, I do. What you do is you have to kind of select where the muscles are gonna bulge. Like, for instance, on a model that's in a T-pose like this, the bicep is gonna be more or less right around here. Then you just you select those faces, hit extrude, then smooth a couple of times. And then you're gonna be able to add creases in the muscles like this. You don't want to do this for every single muscle though. You really just want to do this for the more prominent ones, like the ones that are going to be more visible, like the bicep. Some people might do the pecs you're going to extrude anyway for boobs, so you might as well do it for pecs too. If you do it too much, it's going to really mess with your weight painting, and you don't want to do that or it's going to really mess with your not weight painting, but your UV unwrapping, which will, I guess, indirectly mess with your weight painting. So just be very conservative with how you add muscle details. You don't want to go too hard. Think of it like if you know anything about body fat percentages. Imagine you want him to be as ripped as someone with like a 15% body fat percentage, which would be like you can see muscle, but you can barely see abs when they flex. Think about what they would look like with that, and model off based on that. I don't know if that really makes sense to a lot of you guys. It makes sense to me. Oh, there we go. So just for this one, I think an extrusion right there for his bicep is enough. I don't usually do it for the legs because, I mean, making legs defined is usually kind of gross. Most of the time, even with bodybuilders, their legs don't get super defined unless they're like in the super like single digits of body fat percentage. So you don't really want to do that unless you want your guy to be basically shrink wrapped. Which, if you guys want me to do that at some point, I will make a video detailing how to make an entire body as shrink wrapped and ripped as possible using just modeling. So you don't have to sculpt. I don't know how to sculpt, which would be the easier way to do this, but we're just gonna do just enough detail for the topology. But dang, honestly, I don't know if there's anything else I would really screw around with. I mean, I could sit here and look at it for another few minutes and just kind of find places that need work, but I'm pretty happy with this being like the first official iteration of Uldred. Honestly. He looks kind of like the Joker. He's got the seam wrapped around his lip. Yeah, we're not UV unwrapping yet, so I'm feeling pretty good about this. So, if you're following at home, don't skip this step. Try to spend as much time here as you can. Even if you have to fiddle with it one vertice at a time, make sure to get it as close to the final product as you can. It's also a good idea to make like a little indentation here between your lat and your chest. Reason being is whenever you're a VTuber, your arms are going to be down at your sides. So if you don't want your arms to clip super hard into your chest, you could probably fix that. You can fix that pretty easily with weight painting, but to make it easier on yourself and on your weight paint, give yourself an armpit. You know, the armpit's there for a reason. Give yourself an armpit to actually bend your arm into. You might add a, oops, not there. You might add an edge loop or two where your shoulders, where your joints are gonna bend. So for him, that's gonna be right around there. That's where his shoulder's gonna bend. Gonna swell up his shoulders a little bit. I'm sure he'll enjoy having some broader shoulders. Probably not in the front, though. Don't want to have these overdeveloped, massive front delts. Man, if my front delts looked like that, I'd be a little concerned. Okay, never mind. Never mind. That was too tall. That would be our traps. Okay. And also, if you turn off the show overlays, it'll hide basically everything. You press N, it'll hide this toolbar. You press T, it'll hide this toolbar. And you're able to get a really nice look at it without anything in it. You know, get a look at the big picture, get a look at it from a distance. Yeah, this is basically it. If I do anything else off stream, it would be so minor that it wouldn't even be worth recording. So at this point, guys, I think we're gonna go ahead and call it. If I make any big significant changes, I'll be sure to record them off stream and add them to the tutorial. But if you're following along, you should be able to, and you've reached this point, you should be able to, you know, make any changes on your own that I would make here. Yeah. So I think we'll call it there. Let's see, what's tomorrow? Is today Thursday? Oh, yeah, I had to miss yesterday because of the dentist appointment. All right, so we're probably going to continue this guy on Monday of next week. I'm going to probably continue working on him. Well, let's see. Monday would be UV unwrapping and maybe texturing. And then we'll rig him. It'll be that easy. It should be... Trying to think if we could probably fit that into one video. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, I'll see you guys. We'll be working again on Sunday, but we'll be working on a different model. I'm actually going to be making the third winner of the giveaway from last time. I want to finally get started on that, and it'll be built off of my current dragon model, not the old out of date one. So, hooray! We'll do that. And I'm thinking for my next giveaway, now that this guy's practically done, I would give away a model like this, in case anybody wanted something like this, with, of course, their own design, you know, different horns, different scale patterns, maybe even different wings. That's probably what I would do for my next giveaway, just to make things interesting. I don't know, I'll let you guys decide. But, alright everybody, I will see you all next time, or on Sunday, 2 o'clock Central Time. Let me see who we can raid. Who's a streamer? Who's streaming? Oh, you know what? I was just talking about Cyberpunk. I'm gonna send you guys to Sabin. Alright, everybody. I will see you Sunday. Peace out.